Staying with European Union, but going to a story which is very relevant for you and me now. Let me ask you a question now. How many times have you struggled to find right charger for your phone? I'm sure we have all faced this. We go to work and forget our charger at home, but the phone battery runs out and we all ask our colleagues for help, but their chargers are incompatible sometimes with our phones. We have all been in such situations at least once or twice. Now, if you are in Europe, you won't have to face this dilemma anymore. In future, starting 2024, Europe will introduce a universal charger. One standard cable it is for all devices. Proposal has been in making for quite some time now. European Union has now given its go-ahead to the proposal. What type is this standard cable going to be? What all devices will it cover? And how will it help consumers? Here's a complete report.
It's 2022 and phone chargers remain quite the conundrum. A Samsung charger doesn't work on the iPhone. A Nokia charger doesn't work on OnePlus. A camera's charger is incompatible with an e-tablet. This may not sound like a lot to many, but for some it is extremely inconvenient, especially when they're traveling and the space to carry stuff is limited. Most people end up ditching one device for another. If you're one of them and happen to be living in Europe, your dilemma will end in 2 years. The European Union has given the go-ahead for a universal charger. What does that mean? That you will not have to spend time rummaging around the right charger. You will be able to charge your cell phone, your camera, or any handheld electronic device through a single charger. This is according to an agreement that the EU will soon turn into law. The text has been agreed upon. The deadline has been set. Starting 2024, digital cameras, video game consoles, headphones, portable speakers, e-readers, navigation systems, earbuds will all work on a single standard cable. What type is it going to be? USB-C. Meaning all electronic devices within the EU will have to be equipped with a USB-C port. Laptop manufacturers have been granted a concession. They will have until 2026 to implement a universal charging port on their products. So what are the reasons behind this one-size-fits-all approach? There are multiple. Number one, reducing carbon dioxide emissions. Smartphone charging spews megatons of greenhouse gases, 13 megatons to be precise. The EU wants to reduce this figure. Reason number two, preventing e-waste generation. According to the EU, unused and disposed chargers contribute 11,000 tons of e-waste each year. A universal charger could stop this from happening. And reason number three, eliminating costs of buying multiple chargers. EU's Commissioner for the Internal Market says that a universal charger will bring around 250 million euros of savings to European consumers. So the intentions are noble, but hurdles remain. The biggest one is Apple, a staunch critic of the universal charger. Apple says it will stifle innovation. In the past, it has vehemently opposed the move and refused to abide by the EU's other agreements. However, there is no guarantee that Apple will fall in line this time.
And earlier, WION's correspondent Rosie Burchard filed this report, her first-hand account from Brussels. Listen in.
Well, this is certainly a welcome news among plenty of European consumers. As your report just rightly pointed out, many people are familiar with that feeling of going out, heading with a jumble of different chargers. For example, Apple has a different charger from Android phones. So this particular piece of legislation is really going to particularly impact Apple, which has its Lightning charger. So that is that particular charger here. From now on, from 2024, that is the autumn of 2024, all devices in the EU will have to use USB-C. That's this type of charger. The idea here is to give consumers an easier state of affairs for their day-to-day life, but also to reduce e-waste, although of course by implementing this in the longer term, those Lightning chargers from Apple and other devices which will now no longer be compatible in future, those chargers will also have to go. So there are some concerns there about e-waste in the short term, but in the long term the European Commission says this is guaranteed to reduce that electronic waste.
WION now available in your country. Download the app and get all the news on the move.